Hello everyone and welcome to another Star Wars The Old Republic video, and today the video is going to be on the best blaster pistols for under 500,000 credits. Now the reason I have put up 500,000 credits as the credit cap is because it's relatively obtainable, especially with the heroics. So you just go ahead, do one planet's worth of heroic with a 4-man group, and you'll easily have those 500,000 credits, which then you can pop onto the GTN and buy the blaster pistol of your choice, especially those which I'll be highlighting in this video. Because they do look pretty nice, and on the other hand they're also very affordable, and I've done this with lightsabers, vibra swords, armor sets, and those kinds of things, and relatively they've been pretty well received. A lot of people have enjoyed them, a lot of people have found them helpful, so I decided why not continue on the series and start looking at some blaster pistols. So as you guys can see in the search, I've just put in ranged weapons, blaster pistols, and then custom. I am here on the Harbinger server, which does make a difference because things tend to drop a lot lower on the Harbinger server than it does with other servers. However, an easy way to just see some of these better deals and to look at them for yourselves is, as I mentioned, just put in these in the filters, ranged weapon, blaster pistol, and the rarity is custom, and then you can search through all the pages on the GTN and buy whatever you really want. Now, one thing that I'm sure to mention, especially in my other videos, which I have under 500,000 credits series, is custom weapons. Okay, custom weapons are things that are often crafted by people, and it often goes up on the GTN for very low prices. But the thing about these custom weapons is they often have some very nice designs. For example, the Trimanthium main hand and offhand blaster. As you guys can see right here, it looks very nice, and I'll throw on the offhand as well so you guys can see how they both look. It's got a very unique design to it. It's got that pirate theme that you often see with some of the blaster pistols that were released when Rishi came out, the Planet Rishi and the Shadow of Revan expansion. It's got that kind of look to it, but it's just a really good example of really how unique some of these custom models can be. And often there are reskins, however that doesn't make it any less cool. It does look pretty nice, and as you guys can see here, if you're looking for something that's super unique, you can get it for a very affordable price. And I'm always sure to mention those, especially with my other videos as well, because one thing that I enjoy in the game when it comes to customizing my characters are making sure my characters stick out, especially with some of the armor and weapons that they have. And so if you guys are looking for some of those really cool and unique weapons, that's one for you there, and maybe you'll find others on your server. Often, since it depends upon how much people craft and stuff like that, it will obviously depend upon your own servers and how many people are crafting certain items. Some of the other ones I wanted to highlight here is the Primordial Blaster, and then there's another one that I'm going to show you here. I'm just going to search through some of the pages to see if I can find it, but the reason why I like these weapons is because they're just small, they're very compact, they have a nice style to them, and honestly I think they look really nice. I'm using the BL-28 blaster on one of my scoundrels, which I was leveling up for the Dark vs. Light event. This is personally one of my favorite blasters. As you guys can see, very affordable. And the other one was the Primordial Blaster. These are, as I mentioned, very nice, small, compact pistols that have a very nice design to them. And there are nicer and flashier versions of these models, okay? Basically, there are other versions that look exactly like these blasters, except they have some nice lasers sticking out from them and some nice laser sights and stuff. However, those will often go for much more than 500,000 credits. So you can still get the baseline model, and it looks very nice. Some of the other ones I wanted to showcase here is for example the GR-4 ST blaster, and the reason why I want to showcase this is because, as you guys can see, it looks like a silencer really. So there are some models in the game that often bear some resemblance to real world guns, and I'm going to show off another one here from the offhands. What's it called? The well, we're gonna see it here. I forget the name. Here we go, the Defiant Technographer, that's what it's called. So the Defiant Technographer offhand and main hand blaster are very similar to that pistol I just showed you right now, which is that they do resemble real world guns. And so if that's what you're into, you can go ahead and buy those off the GTN for, once again, very cheap. However, just in general, they also look very nice, and they do still retain that Star Wars feel to them. And these are items that I have periodically seen go for very low on the GTN. It's not just in this moment, it's very low and then it might go up later, or it might not be the case on various servers. I mean, these are weapons that for the longest time I've seen them going at this price, and these are very old. They drop from very old cartel packs, yet they're still this cheap on the GTN. And that goes to show that that's just generally what these sell at, and so you should be able to find these deals relatively easily. Continuing on, now going into some of the nice flashier stuff, we have the Artful Trickster's Blaster, and as you guys can see right from where the right from where the blaster is supposed to come out, you have a very nice laser sight. And generally, especially when it comes to using my mercenary and stuff, when I'm choosing a blaster pistol, I want things that are very flashy, that have all these laser sights coming out of it and stuff. And some of the best models for this is the Balmoran hand cannon. You have the Besh, you have the Auric. I'm not sure what the difference is between both of these. One of them is bronze, one of them is silver, and I'm not sure why, honestly. I'll show you guys both of them in a second, and I can't spot a single difference between either of them. However, the fact of the matter is that these often sell for very cheap, and even right now it's going for 295k. I have seen these go below 100k so many times, so they're still pretty expensive right now, but still very affordable. And as you guys can see, they look very nice. Right off the bat, they do bear some resemblance to Han Solo's blaster pistol from A New Hope and the trilogy. So right off the bat, it obviously has a very nice design model to it, and it does have those nice little laser sights sticking out from the bottom. So these are some of the more flashier things that you can have access to at very low prices. Now the GR14 XT Plasma Core Blaster, you can see it up there, or the GR10 Plasma Core Blaster. So you basically have your choice. Like a lot of stuff is reskinned, or a lot of stuff looks very similar. Like this blaster pistol will look very similar to the GR10 one. They just have some few minor differences, but these are all very nice blasters. In my opinion, this one is one of the nicest ones. It's got that very nice scope, and it kind of depends upon the model. I generally like very big weapons. The reason being, if you do want to go ahead and spend credits for a weapon, I want it to stick out so people can actually see it. Another good example is the Zakulan Exiles blaster, and obviously this one has a nice cool theme to it, and also a very nice animation when you unholster it. It's got that nice little blade that sticks out with that electricity animation, and so those are very nice, and it has that cool theme to it, as I was saying. So if you're into Knights of the Fallen Empire, you want to have a very nice weapon to go with whatever player you're playing, then you can go ahead and see there's a cool Exiles. You can go ahead and pick that up. It's very cheap. And then this was the Defiant Technographers main hand blaster I was talking about earlier. And so we've hit our cap of 500k, but those are some of the weapons which, once again, as I've mentioned, I've periodically seen go for that cheap. And so it's not just in the moment right now. These are weapons that I've always seen go below 500k, and they are there for you to pick up. They should be there on most servers that are highly populated. Obviously, things are going to be a little wacky when it comes to dead servers and stuff. So I'm not talking in the context of those servers, but especially on the Harbinger and some of the other places, these are the deals you should find. So that concludes the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.